Well, journalists arrested for exposing Trudeau's Nazi salute the other day in Parliament. That actually just happened in the United Kingdom. Yes. We'll get to that part of the story in a moment. But first, will Trudeau resign? Chorus of calls now for Trudeau to resign. And we remain on Trudeau watch as new details emerged overnight about Trudeau's cocaine adventures in India. And Trudeau was high, plane full of cocaine. Ex-diplomat makes stunning claims. So we have been learning more information now about just how much cocaine, how long he was out of it, how long the plane was grounded. So again, these reports come to us from Deepak Vohra, and we'll just put it up here on the screen, and you can kind of read along with us here. He's the ex-diplomat who made these shocking claims about Justin Trudeau, about the airplane being filled with cocaine. And he says that basically he missed the G20 dinner because he was high on drugs and out of it. This is a stunning claim. And so he couldn't come to the meetings. The former diplomat also alleged that Canadian Prime Minister's plane was full of cocaine. Now, of course, the Prime Minister's office is coming out and denying all of this. This is in the wake, of course, of the, and by the way, the sniffer dogs were the ones that found the cocaine on Trudeau's airplane. Of course, this comes in the wake of him going through this, divorce. And here's what he has to say. I'll read it verbatim. During Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau's visit to India for the G20 summit this month, his plane was full of cocaine. He also missed the president's dinner. Some people say that he was not in his senses due to the drug consumption. So seeing this, nothing can be said about what goes on in his mind.
Is
Deepak
this
says.
breaking some kind of gentleman's agreement of politicians? I'm shocked to see it.
I know.
I'm shocked to see it in print.
Well, we certainly know the bad relations that have been unfolding between India and Canada.
The gloves are off.
The gloves are off, right? And this is calling. They're like, hey, you wanna do what you're doing to India? Fine. We're pulling the gloves off, and we're going to tell you what Justin Trudeau has been doing in India with his airplane on our tarmac, and the drug-sniffing dogs, what they found there. So will he be forced to resign? Quite a chorus of calls over the past 24 hours for the Prime Minister of Canada to resign.
I mean, there's got to be a record of his attending or not attending diplomatic events. It would be pretty easy to say.
Other eyewitnesses who can confirm he was out of it. He was,
So what are we going to, no, I had some diarrhea. Couldn't come out of the room.
I just stayed in the airplane the whole time.
Right. I was really into the season finale of whatever.
He's like, I was Netflix binging.
Stayed back in the plane with Motley Crue.
Yeah, hung out like cousin, like Uncle Eddie or Cousin Eddie. Crapper's full. I'm just staying out here like the whole time.
That's a Christmas Vacation, National Lampoons.
You got a Christmas Vacation reference there, but
that was good. I liked it.
Meanwhile, a bombshell out of the UK tonight on Justin Trudeau, where a UK journalist was arrested for reporting about Justin Trudeau, covering the story essentially. This comes to us from Sputnik and reported on multiple news outlets. A UK journo arrested for malinformation after exposing Trudeau applauding a Nazi. So if you speak out against Trudeau, you could be arrested. That's exactly what happened. And I'm just going to go through the piece. UK journalist arrested for malinformation after exposing truth about Trudeau. A British journalist was arrested after he exposed the truth about Canadian Parliament's lauding of a Ukrainian Nazi SS Waffen member. The Waffen SS member, as British police clamp down on anybody sharing mainstream news on the internet. The British government has ordered law enforcement officials to begin arresting and prosecuting citizens who share non-mainstream opinions online that fact checkers disagree with following the passing of the online safety bill last week. UK authorities now have the power to punish citizens who share anything deemed hateful or labeled as misinformation on social media. So Warren Thornton was hosting an edition of this podcast called The Real Truth on the evening of Sunday, September 24th, when police officers knocked at his door. The blogger has been critical on social media of NATO's support to Ukraine and the history of the 98-year-old Ontario resident Yaroslav Hunka, who was given a standing ovation in House of Parliament this week, House of Commons. Then guest Fiona Ryan recounted how Warren Thornton suddenly vanished 20 minutes before the show ended, and she was talking with the fellow guest Johnny, host of the Cafe Revolution YouTube channel based in Donetsk. And then suddenly, as Thornton was confirmed that the officers from the regional cybercrime unit invited him to be interviewed. When he declined, they put him under arrest, drove him into a police station in Bristol, many miles from his home. They attempted to serve him with a formal caution for malinformation in relation to 16 videos he'd posted on social media.
Is that against the law?
I mean, in the UK, apparently, I guess you can't. And this is exactly, of course, what Canada is trying to do, and trying to ban the truth in Canada as well by internet censorship and making sure that the Canadian government has a clampdown on what is and what is not allowed to be presented.
Yeah, we're going to talk next about laws in the EU about censorship. The EU still does have a freedom of expression law on the books, but we'll see how much that is put into place. Also, if we can bring up the laptop of what I just sent you, you'll notice now that in Canada, users have submitted to Wikipedia for an edit of Jaroslav Hunka, who is the member of the Nazi Party that was saluted by Canadian Parliament. If you take a look at his Wikipedia page, you can see here this note. This article is being considered for deletion in accordance to Wikipedia's deletion policy, because users are trying to get it removed that he was ever in Parliament or a member of Parliament. So now they're working to remove this, just strike it from the record. It didn't happen.
It didn't exist.
Embarrassed us. We're working to, it says, please share your thoughts on this article's deletion discussion page.
Well, this is exactly what David Creighton spoke about on our show yesterday, which is that the Trudeau government, of course, attempted to wipe from the parliamentary record that he ever appeared there and was given a standing ovation. They literally tried to rewrite history. They tried to write out that he did not appear there he was not on camera. He was not a part of this standing ovation and from the official record. So if 100 years from now, you were going through the historical record of Parliament, there would be a blank spot. It would be removed and deleted. Fortunately, the opposition stood up and said, we're not voting for that. Absolutely not. It will be part of the historical record.
How would the historical record then explain, like, the Speaker of Parliament stepping down?
Diarrhea. Everyone in Canada has diarrhea.
Yeah, he ate too much poutine. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. How would you? Why did he step down? He just was having a bad day, and he just decided to step down. You'd have to take out the whole chunk then,
right? And some of the arguments that are presented here in Wikipedia for deletion is like, this man is only famous for one event, not notable, or he's not famous enough. He's not notable. I mean,
actually, he is pretty famous because it turns out in 2007, the Canadian Parliament also honored the guy.
Right.
Back in 2007.
Yes.
So this isn't like some new revelation. The Canadian Parliament had a record of the guy, had honored him previously, and did it again in front with Zelensky in town.
Yeah. So
hey, Zelensky's here. Do we have any Nazis we can call? Like, he likes these guys. Can we get these guys to show up in Parliament? These are his guys. These are his people.
Apparently. So, if you have any thoughts about this, you can bring in on the Wikipedia discussion page
this.
It
just goes to show you how
say,
corrupt.
we cannot delete things that we don't like.
How corrupt Wikipedia is.
I love that, like, the liberal establishment canceling itself. Right, for things it doesn't like. We didn't do that. Let's cancel that.
That didn't happen. Selective memory, right? That didn't happen. That didn't happen at all. We've got more news to get to here on your Thursday. We're going to talk about this information control and who is responsible for the information on the internet. We're also going to look at the billionaire privilege. Why is it that they can go after Russian oligarchs because Russia's illegal invasion of Ukraine, but when the United States invades all of these countries, why is Jeff Bezos allowed to have his yacht parked in wherever he wants to be parked? America is involved in multiple illegal invasions right now. So why are they safe? Why are American oligarchs safe when the United States invades other countries? We will get there. Thank you so much for watching this segment here at Redacted. We are live every day at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, trying to share the stories that the mainstream media will not cover. You should also come over and join our community of Redacted Rebels over at redacted.inc. That's our private locals community where we can share exclusive content that we simply cannot share here on YouTube. Come over and join the rebellion together right now by going to redacted.inc. We'll see you next time.